Hello guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to generate a sequence diagram from your Java code in Android Studio specifically. So before we can start, you will need Android Studio and a project to work with. So please locate that and then we will go ahead and get started. So I'm going to open an existing project here and I will take you through installing the proper plugins and how to export the file. So here's my project. I'm gonna just do a clean project on that. Looks good, and I will need to be in the project tab here, and this is the code that we will be looking at to generate the sequence diagram. So before we can even start to build the sequence diagram, you will need the plugin, and you can add that via the preferences in Android Studio. So top left, Android Studio's menu option, and then select preferences. And we can see here that I already have it installed. If we're looking at my installed plugins, I have sequence diagram. And actually, I also tried a sequence plugin and I did not have any success with it. I wasn't able to generate the sequence diagram using that. So it is installed, but it's disabled at the moment, and I then tried this sequence diagram that was very easy for me to generate the diagram from. So if you don't have it installed, go to Marketplace and just type in a keyword to find it. So I typed in sequence, and it's the first one that shows up. And like I said, I already have it installed, but you would just go through and select install on it. And something that you'll see once the install is complete is that Android Studios will ask you to reload. And what that's going to do is it's going to close the Android Studio application and it's going to restart. And that step right there is important because you won't be able to access the plugin before doing that. So even if you have installed it and you try to access sequence diagram plugin, you won't actually see it. So make sure that once you install it, you do reload. You can do that via the reload button that pops up, or you can just close and restart Android Studios. But since I've already done that, we won't go through that step. And now time to actually look at my methods here. So you will have to generate the sequence diagram from a method, and I'm going to use this save item method here. And something to note is that you will need to click within the method somewhere, and that will enable the plugin that you generate the plugin from this method. I haven't tried it using it out here. It's just part of the instructions that I was given was to select within the method and then right click or whatever your click settings are to get this menu option, and scroll down to the bottom and it'll be this sequence diagram. If it doesn't look like this, then it's probably not the right one, but I can select that and I will get a couple of options here. So the call depth is, I think, by default at 3, and I just bump that up to make sure I capture all the information I need. You can bump it up higher, it won't do anything once the full diagram has been exposed. I want to focus only on project classes, so I will keep that enabled. I do want to see my getters and setters, so I will leave that unchecked. And then I'm not sure what the smart interface does, but I keep it enabled, and then these two disabled, and I select OK. So once I've selected OK at the bottom left panel, the bottom panel, you will see this diagram. And this does interface back to your code, so if you do modify this by removing something and reload, it will mimic that in your code, so it'll remove it if you've done that. But I really just care about generating a PNG file from this. So in order to do that, you can use this export tool, and the export tool is going to give you a window to save this. So I'm going to just save this in documents, and I'm going to call it share up sequence diagram and select save. The only file format available is PNG, so I'm just going to do that and save. And now we can go into our Finder and actually locate that file. So here it is. And it looks just like the one within Andriod Studios. And that's pretty much all. Thanks for watching.